Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. I'd like to welcome you all to the show. There's a term that's being floated around, and we want to tackle this term, this issue today here on Verbal Pick Radio because this is what we do, and we can do it, and we're capable of doing this, right? Now, the term is called energy vampires. Let me give you a definition of an energy vampire. An energy vampire are people who sometimes intentionally drain your emotional energy. They feed on your willingness to listen and care for them, your natural care and concern. They feed off that. In return, they'll leave you exhausted and overwhelmed. Energy vampires can be anywhere and anyone. They can be your spouse or your friend. Now, we have to dig a little deeper into this subject because, sometimes if you are in a situation or a chaotic or stressful situation, you need someone to talk to just to keep yourself sane. You might not intentionally trying to drain someone and leave them overwhelmed after you talk to them about whatever issues you're having personally in your life. You just want to get it off your chest, right? Now, a lot of us and a lot of people, especially depends on what community or your economic status is, don't have the funds. Some don't have insurance, but some don't have the funds to go sit and talk with a therapist because a therapist is paid to take on that energy and that stress from what they deem energy vampires. But if you don't have that outlet, then you want to go to your significant other or a friend, homeboy, homegirl, cousin, nephew, niece, someone because who is willing to sit there and listen, right? Now, it says how to recognize and respond to energy vampires at home, work, and more, right? Now, well, this is what I want to say, right? Everything is not for everybody. And a friend will listen because if you don't release that negative energy and you keep it balled up inside, it will harm you physically, and it might cause you to act out in a way that you normally wouldn't if you kept your cool. You see what I'm saying? So, I don't know, but if you're feeling like someone is personally trying to drain your energy just so they can get a leg up on you or step on you or get you at your lowest point so they can take over you, then by all means, do what you got to do to protect yourself, right? Now, let's get into it. Now, we're going to learning how to identify and respond to this toxic behavior. And they talk about energy vampires can help you preserve your energy and protect yourself from a great deal of emotional and physical distress, right? They don't take accountability. Energy vampires are often charismatic. They may slink out of trouble when problems arise because of this charm, right? Now, this is something, black people, you got to watch out because they will introduce something into the psyche of black people to destroy from within, right? Because I can debunk all of this, right? Right? Because you have to be charismatic in business dealings in order to get your point across to where everyone can understand. So if you are a person who's striving, especially within the business world, and someone tries to label you an energy vampire, and you say, well, I don't want to be that, then let me tone down who I am, then you're also losing because you're not being yourself. And that way, the ones who set the thing up in the first place, they'll win because you fell for the okie doke. So don't fall for the okie doke is what I'm saying. Okay. They're crafty and may pin problems on someone else in almost every situation, right? You can recognize that when someone is trying to pin something on you that's not of you. Okay. They never accept culpability for their role in any disagreement or issue. You're often left holding the guilt and possibly the blame. Well, that's for relationships, someone who's going back and forth with each other, and they've always had that problem. So, okay, they give an example. I can't believe no one could get this right. What an embarrassment. I just sat there. He kept getting angry at me, and I still don't know what I did. Right? Come on. Sometimes people misperceive things, without verbal communication. You don't know what a person is thinking. You don't know what's on a person's mind. You can't jump to conclusions and say what you mean by that look, or what do you. It's impossible. When they've landed on you, they fling this drama onto you in hopes you'll absorb it, fix it, and right the ship right. Okay, sometimes in the black community, that can be a positive. Because what it's saying is, look, I respect your knowledge on things and your opinion. So this is what I'm going through, and this is what happened. What do you think? That's not. They're not coming at that person trying to be an energy vampire and suck them dry. They're saying, "Hey, what do you think about this situation?" I consider your wisdom, because what's happening is we have old native traditions that's been passed down in black people on how we deal with people. Usually you have a wise elder that everyone in the community would unload and talk about their problems, because they're trying to advance and get better. They're trying to raise up, not dumb down. Well, if you taking instructions from your enemy, right, then he'll go to the wise man and say, hey, look at all these people that's gathered in this circle ready to speak to you, right? Look at all these people. They really don't care about you. They just want to drain your wisdom and knowledge until you become weak. All right? Has your advice helped any of these people? And you looking around like, yeah, hell, they still here. So obviously it's helping them. But in the enemy's eyes, though, they don't want to see that wisdom. Right? They don't want to see you learning and growing. They want to control you. Right? So you got to watch out. An energy vampire never likes to be outdone, and they aren't keen to share the spotlight. This is one of their many narcissistic tendencies. They struggle to feel genuine happiness for another person. Instead, they prefer to pull energy to feed their emotional demands. Okay, yeah, you do got people like that, though. That no matter how achieved you are and how good you feel, they can't be happy for you for no reason, because that envy and jealousy is overwhelming, right? Now they give an example. Okay, that's really good news. I actually applied for a new job today, too, and I really need some help with my resume. Do you mind looking it over? right? Like saying, hey man, I just got a good job, man, I'm rolling. But in the midst of your happiness, the energy vampire comes in and was like, yeah, I'm applying for a job, but look over my resume, because right now I need the spotlight. I'm not basking in your achievement. Yeah, another one. So proud of you. Only 3 more certifications to go to catch up with me. You got people like that, right? They want to rain on your parade. But then you supposed to say, what's for me is for me, and what's for you is for you. And that way you can move on with your life and not get into these little squabbles and debates or whatnot, because the Creator didn't make 2 snowflakes the same. Energy vampires feed off your emotional energy. And if you're sad or upset, your energy supplies are dwindling. To drain the most energy from you, energy vampires will shift the attention of the discussion to themselves, turning your dismay into their emotional buffet. I know your job doesn't pay well, but at least your job is fun. You have to help me find a new one. You're super swamped at work, and I get it, but I really, really need to talk to you tonight about this issue with whatever name. All right, energy vampire. They act like a martyr. Energy vampires place their problems squarely on the shoulders of other people. They take no responsibility for their contributions to their difficulties. Now, if an energy vampire placed their problems squarely on the shoulders of others, it still don't relieve them of the problem. And if self-preservation is the first law of nature, then it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, whoever they place their shoulders that they've placed their problems on, at the end of the day, they're still gonna take care of numero uno first, right? They're not gonna pack somebody else's problems along with their own problems, and they're definitely not gonna put someone else's problems ahead of what they got to deal with in order to make their lives comfortable, right? So really, the energy vampire is losing in the end. What they're seeking is emotional support to boost their self-esteem. Now, if you are a friend and you know someone that is seeking emotional support to boost their self-esteem, giving someone a compliment is not a problem. You can say, "Hey, man, I like them shoes. Hey, man, nice shirt, dude. You're doing good for yourself, man. That don't hurt anybody or take nothing off anyone's table by giving someone a compliment. That's not a big deal. See, that's what we have to understand. What's a big deal and what's not a big deal. Giving someone a compliment and help boost their self-esteem, because everybody likes compliments. That doesn't hurt anyone. But the thing is, they don't want you to compliment you to boost your self-esteem, because when your self-esteem is boosted, all of a sudden you become competition. So you gotta watch the intent of what some people are trying to get across. Traditionally, therapy, right? I don't know. They say they could use therapy. Yeah, because people paid. They paid to sit and listen to your problems. They use your good nature against you. People who are sensitive and compassionate are prime targets for energy vampires. You offer a listening ear, a kind heart, and endless energy. That could be one of your God-given gifts. And you that way with anyone, though. Right? In that way, energy vampires use your very nature against you, draining you of your vitality. For example, They monopolize your time at every social occasion so they can have as much of your energy as they can get. But in the black community, it's not like that. We only deal with who we know. So if you're at an event and you go somewhere, sometimes we only deal with each other because we know each other, and we're not so prone to go up and meet strangers or hang with crews unless we feel like we're invited or welcomed in. Other than that, if you know someone in the room and you don't introduce me, then I'm just kicking it with you because you're the only person I know here. This is your guest, your company, right? They know you'll feel guilty turning them down for coffee or a dinner date, so they ask regularly. Well, hell, if you don't have the strength within you, say, nah, not today, I got something to do. That's on you. You could turn people down. Nah, I got something to do, but next time, yeah, I hate turning you down, but hey, man, I gotta look out for me. They use guilt trips or ultimatums. Energy vampires often rely on guilt trips to get what they want. They know shame is a great weapon against people who are compassionate and caring. Wait a minute, how can you shame a person that's compassionate and caring? Because if they're compassionate and caring, it's just who they are, right? And you try to turn that against them to get what you want, it's kind of hard to do, but we'll see. Likewise, ultimatums are an effective way to capture a person's attention and coerce them into doing something they otherwise may not want to do. Example, I don't know how you expect me to make it without you. I'll fall apart. Now, what that's saying that here, this person is a borderline stalker or psycho. You got to watch yourself. Hell, if any person tells you that they can't make it without you, something's wrong. Because you didn't create them and you're not their mother or their father. You can't go into someone's mind and see what they thinking or understand or know what they actually want or how they feel unless they come out and tell you. You can kind of guess at it, but you don't know. If you really care for me, you'll call him and tell him how much I love him. Like, dude, I don't get involved in your personal business. It's your business. You call and do, you know what I mean? Because situations like that get too sticky. So, I don't know. This is just going over this new term titled Energy Vampires. But I want to do it in a way so you don't be so quick to follow and lose who you are or your identity. Because black people, we have a traditional way, and an indigenous way on how we handle and do things from our perspective and point of view. But when someone else comes with their perspective and their point of view, and not understanding why we do things, sometimes it gets muddled, it gets confusing, and it can cause more harm than good. It's all I'm saying. So you have to use your critical thinking skills and weigh everything out to see if it has good intent, because today's time, they want to change the dynamics of your psyche. Verbal Peak Radio, we're out.